Morning. How you doing? Time now is 5:26. I've been on the road for, I don't know, 45 minutes. Just thought I'd well, I need a wee. Simple as. So what's been happening? Well, all sorts of fuckwittery. All sorts. I'll just get myself set up here. A sequence of buttons to press before I get going. Here we go. So I was heading down, I think I left you as I was heading down towards Cornwall. Well, I got down there in plenty of time. Got down there, I had a little wait before they started unloading me. I was due in at 1 o'clock, I got there about 12:30. It was about 1:30 before they started unloading me. And as I got onto the ramp, I had to shrink the trailer, get the box at the back of the trailer. And then I could hear some air leaking. I thought, that doesn't sound good. But where that's coming from, couldn't fathom it out. And I thought, we'll have a look once because they're about to start unloading. I said, I can't do anything at the moment. I'll have a look once you're finished. So they finished, started back up. I could not gain air pressure at all, and fathomed out that one of the air chambers on the trailer was leaking. It's knackered. So called it in. Mechanic came out. Well, it took an hour for them to come out, which was pretty good actually. They came out, fitted a new new air chamber, which doesn't take long. It's a half-hour job, if that. And I was ready to go. But that was my day finished. So I got out of where I was tipping, and what that was, dead on the road. Got out the road, and that was about it. But whilst I was in there, I was on the way into the place where I was tipping. I had a warning light come up on the dashboard saying exhaust gas after treatment faulty. So it's all to do with the NOx sensors and the DPFs, and they haven't fixed, even on the new truck, they haven't fucking got it right. So I phoned that in as well, so I've got to phone that back in again this morning so they can get it booked into a Merc dealer when I get back to Southampton today. So, yeah. So at the moment, I'm due in probably around 10 o'clock-ish, 10 to 11 o'clock. To be honest with you, I'm in no rush. I'm just doing what I need to do to get back to Southampton. I'll phone in the exhaust gas after treatment lamp. I'll phone that in about 8 o'clock-ish, so they can then get it booked into the Merc dealers, whether it'll be today or not. Apparently it's a 10-minute fix. It's a software mod, but I don't know. Should have been done on the first service, apparently. But bearing in mind it's already had its second service, and it clearly hasn't been done. But that sunrise, I don't know if you can see it at all, looking pretty good. By another reason to stop and have a pee there, I can put the camera on. Dash cam. I'm going to switch it on to not to override. Look at that, beautiful. It was all misty, murky, ground. I haven't been down to Cornwall for ages. I've been to Devon a few times, but I haven't been down to Cornwall in nearly a year, I guess. Probably around that. I haven't been down here in ages. And I like coming down here because I like the roads. But the one thing I did notice is that, you know, sunrise is a lot later down here. Well, almost, I know it was a grisly old morning, but gee, it was nearly an hour later. Well, that's what it felt like. I think it was. It was quite a bit. Trying to increase my miles to the gallon today. I took a bit of a hit yesterday. Could really do with some breakfast this morning. Nothing's open this time in the morning, 5:30. So I ended up, I wanted to get into a place called Smoking Joe's last night, which is a tiny little truck stop. It's like a roadside cafe, you know, old school. It's got showers, it doesn't cost a lot to stay in there. Home cooked food, you know what I mean? And I've stayed there twice, I think, before. And it's been good. I couldn't get in last night. It was just, I got there just after 5 o'clock, or about 5ish, 4:45. I think. No, it was 4:45. 4:45, and it was already like full up. And I thought I can't get in. So I had to drive by, and I thought the next stop I'm going to be. I was only on a 13, and I had potential to run out of time. So. About half a mile down the road, I just pulled into a lay-by, which is funny enough, it's a lay-by that I've stopped in before. So it's nice and quiet. It's nice and quiet, and yeah, it was yeah. I don't know what's going on with this weather today. I don't know what the plan is. So my ideal plan would be to get back up to Southampton, dump this trailer, take the truck into Merck, let them do the software change, go home, or better still, leave the truck there, go home. I doubt if that'll happen though. Let's see. I've also got to work out how much time I've got to repay as well. I can't remember what time I started on the last Sunday. It's been a long week this week. So I've got a bit of bit of time to repay. The earlier I can get back, the better today, really. Nearly time for coffee and biscuits, I reckon. So the colour of that sky comes out. So where I left you was Bodmin Moor, not far from the Jamaica Inn, allegedly haunted pub. I went there a few years back. We went in for stop for lunch. And it was during the winter, so it was quiet, but I was really disappointed. I don't know what I expected, you know, it's a really old pub, you know what I mean? It's an old pub. But it was like going into a service station, you know what I mean? They even had, it was like a cafeteria. You know, you put your tray on one of those rails which runs along the bar, and you put your tray on it, and you take your food out of fucking, do you know what I mean? Out the fucking, off the counter. It's like, oh shit. Then you go out the till, then you place an order if you want hot food. like, you know, because what they're doing, they're catering for the bus loads of oldies that go in there, and I think, you know, it just ruined it for me. But if I'm right in thinking, if I remember rightly, I don't know whether oh, this place here, look, Polyfan. Oh, that always tickles me. I think Agatha Christie used to do a lot of her writing there. Whether I'm getting that confused with somewhere else or not, I'm not entirely sure. Hopefully somebody will put me straight on that, but I believe that may be the case. And if it is, well, there's something you learned today. Well, my first hour of driving is up, which means I can have a sip of coffee out of my flask. Generally takes an hour to cool down, enough for me to get my lips round it. So I don't know which way I'm going to go back. I guess it depends on the plan. I'm empty, I could go to Coast Road, but I just want an easy time, so I'll probably go up to Torham A358, 303 and up. And then it depends on how much of an easier time I want, whether I want to go through Salisbury or whether I just go up to the A34 and down. So yeah, we'll you know, we've got a number of options available to us. We'll just see what they say. Where I've got to end up. So I'll either be on the docks or in the yard. If I'm going back to the yard, it'll be dump the trailer down to the Merc garage. If not, it'll be onto the docks. Come back, dump the trailer. Maybe go to Merc. I don't know. So plans for the weekend. I'm going to have a go at getting the leisure battery on the charge and see what that does, see if it charges at all, or if at all. So we're going to do that. We're going to give it a bit of a blast, hopefully this afternoon or late this afternoon and into this evening, and see if we can, if there's any on a low charge, see if we can boost a bit of life into it, because it is dead. And then I was watching a bit. I'm fascinated by British gangsters. I'm trying to think of this bloke's name. Oh, Cummins. His last name was Cummins. I want to say Tommy. He was a Londoner, North London lad. Old school, around when the craze were about. And he's been interviewed, and he's been to prison. He's done some nasty things in his time, but he came out of prison, turned his life around, and then helped offenders to rehabilitate. And he and back in probably about 20 years ago, he got an OBE for doing that. And fair play to him. And since then he's completely, not, I wouldn't say changed. Oh yeah, changed. and turned his life around, and now he helps offenders to, you know, get himself sorted out and rehabilitate them. Because he quite rightly said, you know, back when he was in Parkhurst as a Cat A prisoner, he says it was like the university for crime. There was all sorts, you know. He said if I wanted to do make a bomb, I could go and speak to some of the boys in the IRA, and they'd show me how to make a bomb. If I wanted to know how to smuggle something in or out of the country, I'd go and speak to these other lads over here. If I wanted to do a bank robbery, I'd fucking go and talk. If I needed a gun, I'd go and talk to these people. And he said it was like, he says, you don't, you know, it wasn't rehabilitation. It was like, it was the school of crime. So he wanted to. So when he came out, he wanted to change all of this. You know, certain things and that. He's an interesting character. Interesting character. So anyway, he said, and he was a well-educated lad. He went to grammar school, but he got fitted up by the old Bill. Well, that's what he says. It's what he says. He got fitted up with the old Bill when he was about 15, 16, 14, 15, 16, something like that. And it led him on a life of crime after that. But one of the things he said, you know, and he's one of the things he said was maybe I shouldn't have found it funny, but I did, because he was often referred to as a gangster, and he said, and he apparently what he said, it really pisses me off when people call me a gangster. He says I'm not a gangster. And this one bloke really pissed him off that much. Really pissed. He says, "Oh, you're just a fucking gangster." He says, "So I had to educate him. So I put a shotgun in his mouth." Well, no, you're not a gangster at all, are you? So he said, "I put a shotgun in his mouth, and I told him, I'm a businessman. It just so happens that my business is crime." And the way he said it was just made me howl with laughter. I'm not a gangster, I'm a businessman. Just so happens my business is crime. And it was I think that should be in a film script. That sounds like it should have come out of Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. You can't make that shit up. And I've got a lot of respect for the bloke, because, you know, he's pushed a lot of lads that were, you know, on a real slippery slope, and he's bent them the other way. And I had an interview with another lad that was sort of half his age, that, you know, in his day was a big player, and he said openly, he said if it wasn't for this guy Cummins, I think it's Tommy. Tommy? I can't. See, my memory's shite. He said if it wasn't for this man here, he said I don't know what, I'd probably be dead. In fact, yeah, I would be dead, because there's, you know, if you carry on in this day and age with in the circles that I was mixing in, you didn't live long. So an interesting, I wouldn't mind getting his book actually. If I can remember his name. I did Google it, so it'll be in my search history. Yeah, so that's what I did last night. I watched a few videos on British gangsters. Yeah, but it's like he said. He said another thing. He said another thing as well, which, and no, crime's crime. You know, crime is crime. But I think you can separate it. And he said, I never robbed for money. He said if I ever wanted money, I'd go out and rob it. If I wanted money, I'd go and rob it. He says, but I never robbed it from people that couldn't afford it. you know, it was a proper old school villain, you know. And he said one day, he said, a couple of Turks, and there was a fish and chip shop that his mum and dad always used to use. It was just up his road from where his mum and dad lived. And he said they were being terrorised by a couple of Greek lads that moved into the area. And he got to hear about it through his, you know, his mum and dad, and you know, the fish and chip shop had his windows put in, and they were terrorised, and they were trying to extract money out of him, you know. So this guy got to hear about it, and he went to the fish and chip shop, and somebody said, "Oh, any chance you can go and have a word for him? Can you help him at all?" He said, "Yeah. You know, my mum and dad live round the corner. They get their fish and chips from there on a Friday, you know." Yeah, cool. I'll go round and have a word. So he said, I went round there, and the interview, they all knew who he was. You know, he was a local villain, you know, bit of a loon, hard man. And he said, "Oh, you know, can you help?" And he said, "Yeah, I can make the problem go away." So he said, you know, the bloke, they were just working class people. They'd work all day, you know, every day, open a fish and chip shop, you know, and that's what they did. They were just normal people, everyday people. And he said, I actually broke my heart to feel him, to look at it in his eyes and see him, you know, so distressed, and, you know, they're honest, hard-working people. He says, you know, and he said that, you know, the fish and chip owner brought out this biscuit tin, and it was full of money, full of cash. That was his life savings, and he offered it and said, "Look, you know, can I give you this? You know, I'll give you this money to you know, to help." He said, "No, I'm not taking your money. I'm not taking your money." He said, "No, please, I'd like you to do it. I'd like you to have the money." He said, "No, I'm not taking your money. But when my mum and dad come into this fish and chip shop, would you mind giving them fish and chips? And they don't have to pay for it." And that to me is a fair deal, you know. And he said, "Yeah, okay, but will you not take this?" No, I'm not taking your money, you know, that's it, final. So, and that to me says, that's old school villains, isn't it? You look after your own. And I'm not condoning violence, or, because he did actually, he went on later to say that he went round to where these two Turks were, and they had a lock-up, and they were you know, doing bent cars and stuff like this. So he said, I went round there and I shot, there was one of them was working under the car, so I shot him straight in the fucking leg. And then I went straight into the office and held the gun at his head and said, "If you're not off my manor in 24 hours, I'm gonna blow your fucking head off." They left. Fucking hell. You know, but you know, I say, I don't condone violence, so don't get me wrong. But maybe it's just me, but maybe if we had that sort of thing carrying on today, the world wouldn't be in such shit state, you know. It's a lot of it is respect, and you don't fuck over normal people, and you look after your own. We look after each other. We keep an eye out. But everyone seems to be the big. Today, it's all about, well, it's just, I mean, some of these old school villains, they must be horrified at what goes on today. You know, robbing people going down the street, that wouldn't have happened. To say, you know, the streets were safe in those days, weren't they? You know, or reasonably safe, a lot safer than they are today. You knew you weren't going to get mugged. You knew you weren't going to get fucking... Do you know what I mean? If you'd done nothing wrong, and that's what he used to call them, innocents. You know, you'd never hurt an innocent. You know, if you went looking for trouble, you'd find it. But if you didn't, it wouldn't happen to you. Or rarely, unless you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. Oh, all this spray and shit coming up now, look. Yeah, so it was. I spent an interesting hour or so watching a couple of interviews last night. These boys being interviewed. It did remind me a little bit of when I was collecting up in Glasgow, and it was. It was all to do with, it was all, you know, I was collecting in, what was I collecting? 2002, 2003, something like that, you know, 20 years ago. And even then it was starting to get a bit hairy, you know. But, I'm glad I got out of it when I did. Yeah, that was an interesting period of time, I can tell you. They could never work me out. I think I've told the story of how I got into it. It is a bit of a story. One day I'll go through it again one day. It's on one of my old videos, but there's so many you'd have to trawl through hundreds of them to try and find out which one it was on. But I'll maybe do a one video on it as to how I ended up working for a family firm in Glasgow as an Englishman. Fucking hell, I can get myself into some situations, I can tell you. Fuck. Yeah, it was about nearly 2 years of high adrenaline, shit your pants sort of stuff, which ultimately nearly led to my demise. So yeah, interesting. But, you know, the work that I was doing, it was old school. It was, you know, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't taken from the poor. Yeah. Yeah, interesting times. It's funny how life takes you down a different path, isn't it? And then every now and again you branch off on a different one. You know, you get to a crossroads and you're going, right. It's like a journey, isn't it? It's like this journey that you're on. Some people only have like one path, and they follow that path all their lives, and it's just one solid path. And the ultimate goal for them is retirement. You know, it's the same job all the way through. They've done the same job for 40, 50 years. They then retire. They have another 10, 15 years if they're lucky. Then they fucking die. You know, it's one straight line. Then you get people like myself. Whereas I haven't gone down a straight line. I've had to double back many a time. So he's struggling on the hill, look. Here we go. Come on, don't fucking slow down. Come on, you fucker. Hitting the brakes. Flash back in. Yeah, my path is I've done a few handbrake turns in my time, gone in a completely opposite direction. Then sharp right hand, sharp left hands, sped ahead. Come to abrupt halts. You know, instead of drawing a straight line, imagine playing with a you remember those old spirograph games? It was like a load of corks, wasn't it? You put your pen in it and you whiz them around. Well, imagine doing that with fucking Parkinson's. That'd be my line. And I'm happy with that. You know, I envy those that have had one job, and that's all they've ever done, and they've always lived in the same place, and you know, they go on holiday once a year, usually to the same place because they like it, and you know, they buy a, you know, they get, they don't have the, you know, they don't have the best of everything, but you know, they live a comfortable life. They just do what they do, you know. And I envy that, because that's proper contentment, isn't it? It's got to be. What else could it be? It's got to. Look at that sunshine. It's got to be proper contentment. And it doesn't matter whether you're a factory worker. I've got a mate back in Shaftesbury, and all he's ever done is work in a factory, right? He lived in the same house with he's retired. He's actually retired now, and so he lived in the same house all his life. Grew up in this house. Then when he's, you know, never married. Looked after his parents. His dad died, then his mum died. He lived in a house on his own for a bit. Then he went into a retirement flat. Now he's retired, and you know, goes to the pub every night, has a couple of pints, goes home. You know, that's his life. That's all he's ever done. That's all he's ever done. And he's been content with that. And I admire that, because I almost wish that I could do something like that. Because what else is it if it isn't contentment? I don't quite understand it if it isn't. different. Different people want different things, don't they? But that isn't for me. I like the challenges, the excitements, the adventure, if you like, whatever that may be. Yeah, I don't quite get it. I wish I did, and I wish it, you know, it would have saved me fucking thousands. That sun's right in my eyes now. It's nice, but fucking hell, I'm half blinded. Life's a funny old game, innit? And that's the other thing about today's society. You know, there's no such thing as a job for life anymore, is there? You know, back in the 40s and 50s and 60s, you sort of come out of school or college, or if you're extremely lucky, uni. But that was a rarity. But like for people like myself, you'd come out, you'd get a job, and that's the job you'd do for the rest of your life. Simple as. I've always been a bit restless, I suppose, hence the reason I've done so many different things. Never been. I don't want to say I've never been happy, because that's untrue. In fact, me, I can't see nothing. The windscreen's filthy dirty. Yeah, it's not to say that I've never been happy, or I'm content now. But we do have a plan to do something completely different. Do you know? It's. But maybe I'm not content, and maybe that's what part of the problem is. I need that extra challenge. Bump while sipping really hot coffee is not good. I think I've just shaved a millimetre off my esophagus. So what's that noise? It's a bloody country road, isn't it? Broken down, not in a good place. Well, time now 6:05, Friday morning. short week next week, innit? Because of the Jubilee. Only a 3-day week. Be nice. I'm looking forward to that. Thursday we're having a street party. Well, it's nice. We got a little green, and there's about a dozen or so of us residents all get together, and the neighbours, like, you know, it's quite a nice little. You know, we've got nice neighbours. We're lucky. Nice neighbours. So yeah, we all, you know, everyone decided what they're doing, and yeah, it'd be nice. Coffee's good. I'm weaning myself off coffee, mate. I take too much. And I don't know how I got into that situation, because I used to drink my coffee black. I was watching some. I don't watch TV. Yeah, I don't watch TV. So I watch a lot of YouTube though. I always am quite interested as to how to make the channel a little bit better, because I know it's rough and ready, it's uncut. What I record is what you see. I don't cut all the shitty bits out, all the boring bits. You get to see the whole lot. And some of you like that, and some of you don't. And as you well know, I could waffle on for fucking hours. I justify talking to myself this way, as you know, with the, you know, mental health and all that malarkey. So anyway, looking at where was I going with this? Oh, I don't know. They'll come to me. They'll come to me. Maybe it won't. Oh, my memory. Jeez, what's going on? Oh. I wonder if you can, I guess you can be tested for Parkinson's. I don't know how they diagnose it. You know, it's not like I'm shaking like a shitting dog. But my memory is just terrible. I get halfway through a sentence and then forget what I'm fucking talking about. I couldn't even remember the word for coffee mate last night. I was talking to the gorgeous Kira about it. I said, I've cut right back this week, I'm doing really well. I said, what, cut back on what? I said, on the, you know, and the worst thing was I had the fucking thing in my hand. And then I said coffee whitener instead of coffee mate. Oh, dear, oh dear. Oh, yesterday I was in, where I was being tipped yesterday, I was parked up next to this DAF unit that had been involved in an accident. If you were to go online, you would probably find it happened just outside of Bedroof. Two different stories from two different people as to what happened. Well, the main gist of the story was that well, it's quite sad really. Arctic lorry driving down the road, just like I did yesterday, through no fault of his own. Car coming towards him. Again, this is where the story varies depending on the two people that I spoke to. Just came in and just veered across the road and straight into the front of him. Both occupants of the car sadly died. The driver was shook up. He had a couple of weeks off work and then went back to work again. But I saw the truck. My God, the cab itself remained its integrity. You know, the window was all smashed up because he went through a telegraph pole after he'd hit the car and then veered off to the left trying to avoid it. Well, it just spun him and took him off the road. He was fully freighted as well. He was fully freighted. So all the front of the cab was all smashed up, and underneath was all, you know, where the car had gone in. Apparently the car was doing probably about 50 mile an hour. They reckon estimated 50 mile an hour on impact, and the truck was doing 50 something, 50. So it was a big old impact. I'd like to think that the people in the car knew absolutely nothing about it. They were done outright. But the truck itself was horrible to look at. The fuel tank looked like it had been ripped open with a tin opener, shredded. The front of the truck was all smashed up. The windows done in, the roof done in. I did take pictures of it, and afterwards I thought, you know what? No, you know, people died. Yeah. No, it's not. I didn't feel comfortable in sharing the pictures. So I've got them, but I'm not going to use them. So I felt sorry for the two people in the car, and also sorry for the truck driver, because he, you know, through no fault of his own, two people died right in front of him by in his truck, and he was just driving down the road. He was on his way, you know, on his way back to the yard. Tragic all round, tragic. Now I don't know how much you can see here. Probably not a great deal because that sun is pretty blinding. Yeah, so that truck next to me. Oh, that was the other thing, that it was fully freighted, and it come to a fairly abrupt halt, and the fifth wheel got ripped off the tractor unit because of the weight of the trailer barreling down. But it also it sort of pinged off and went to the left. Apparently, you know, truck cab went to the right, sort of jackknifed. The trailer carried on going, but it sheared. The fifth wheel sits on a bed of teeth, so it's engaged in a set of teeth, and so because the fifth wheel can slide, there is movement in the fifth wheel because you can slide it depending on the weight of the trailer. Depends on where you have your fifth wheel set. So there is adjustment, and these teeth are, you know, it's made out of steel. It's proper solid stuff. But they had bent. They had bent right off. The fifth wheel had come straight off. But it was a double-decker trailer, and the load, none of the load had shifted. Oh fucking hell! That must have been strapped. I'd fair play to the driver or the person that strapped it. I suspect either the driver. I suspect it was the driver that strapped the load. I'll get hiccups. That strapped it down. Fair play to it because they obviously did a bloody good job because none of it shifted. And he went down apparently he went down a bank and into someone's garden. So yeah. Oh. Have you ever been skiing and been snow blinded? Well, that's how I feel at the moment. There's the logging lad. If I catch him up again. It's always a tortoise and a hare, isn't it? Tortoise and a hare. Windscreen's minging again. It'll have to be what it is. The buzzers. Oh yeah, no, I remember what I was talking about now. You know, I was talking about the channel, the YouTube channel that I do it, and I really don't. I just cobble it together. I don't spend. And I was listening to these people that, you know, they help people make better YouTube channels, and I always like to do better, you know. But they were saying about like making better thumbnails, you know, the picture that you see, the little picture that you click on. And I thought, yeah, I don't know how else I can make better pictures of the truck, maybe. I don't know. Maybe do that. I don't know. So there was that. And then they were talking about the content and how they plan the content out. And I thought, I don't plan nothing out. I just sort of wing it. And even if I do plan something out, I'd fucking forget about it. So I just, you know, I don't know how that quite works, because it's not like I do an information channel or a technical channel or educational, or I just talk shite. You know, sometimes I'll go, oh yeah, I want to talk about this now, but 9 times out of 10 I'll fucking forget about it, or talk a little bit about that and not even put that in the title, so no one knows what I'm going to be talking about anyway. On land at A34 northbound, you know, it's like I need to be a little bit more creative, maybe. But one of the other things they said about it is, because one of the things I can't work out, and I've always said that I do this channel for 2 main reasons. If I can remember them, I'll tell you. 2 main reasons. Firstly, I think that my memory, I know my memory's going. So, in 15 years' time, maybe, if I'm still alive, 15, 20 years' time, somebody can put an iPad down in front of me and go, look, this was you. Fuck off. Bloke's an idiot. And I can look at it and go, oh, okay, yeah, maybe I did do that, or maybe I didn't. You know, and so there was that. And then the other thing is, it helps with my mental health. It helps me to talk. So I don't feel like I'm talking to myself, which is one of the first signs of fucking madness anyway. But if I'm talking to my dash cam, then then I can justify that in my own headspace, you know. So that's the only bit. And if people like this, they're absolutely brilliant. And some of you really do like it. So I'm humbled by it, to be honest. I didn't set out to gain lots of followers and lots of likes and all that malarkey. No, I mean, if it comes along, absolutely brilliant. I love it because it's nice to feel appreciated, you know. And those of the, you know, and especially those that have, you know, chucked us a couple of quid to buy a coffee or a beer. Oh, thank you very much. I can't thank you enough. You know, it's so humbling. It's unbelievable. And the gorgeous Kira still can't believe it. You know, it's a lovely gesture, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really do. And there's no need to do it, but I've only put it on there just to see if it would work. I had no idea whether it would or not, but it does, so thank you. I've seen other people do it, and I thought, oh, I wonder. Somebody might like to buy me a pint. That's the height. It's the height of cheekiness, I know that. But, you know, there's got to be some perks. So thank you. You know, that it really is appreciated. You're brilliant for doing it. Thank you. But if anybody gains any benefit out of this, which I think some people might have, because, you know, we're talking about the mental health thing, it helps, or, you know, it helps being a trucker. I don't know. I just sort of tell it how it is, don't I? You know, it's, you know, and people have said that. So I don't dress it up, and I don't gloss over. I don't, you know, gloss it up and make it look better than it is. I don't do educational stuff where I show you how to swap trailers and all that, because there's other people out there that can do it better than I could, you know. This really is, for me, is all about talking shite. So if that's what you like to listen to, then brilliant. Yeah, you're in the right place. But one of the things it said about was this sort of this video I was watching. Was about doing an introduction at the very beginning. I don't know whether that's, or, you know, and I always put that title thing up with a little bit of music there, sounding a bit countrified, it sounds a bit redneck, but a few pictures up, and then I'll go into the channel and I'll go, hello, and then we're off talking shite for an hour. So I don't know whether I need to change that around a bit. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? Do I need to change things around a bit, or leave it as it is? Don't know. And the other thing, is there anything that you'd like to see, or anything you'd like me to talk about? It can be anything, because I'm well versed, as those of you who follow me on a regular basis are probably aware by now. That could be on any subject you like. Now, I don't mind doing a bit of research on something if it's something odd, not too odd, like, you know. Well, maybe. I'm liking the sunshine this morning, but this is actually quite nice here. I haven't got super eye strain. Tyre. Jag. I'll shortly be approaching Exeter. In fact, I think I'm nearly here. got to make the decision at Exeter, whether to keep going and go to 303. I think I will, because that gives me more options to pull into lay-bys. We're making good time. 6:30. I'm going to have to take a break somewhere. There's no way you can do it in one hit. Although, I don't know. Depends if the traffic was free and easy, you might be able to get away with it. But I'm not going to chance it. Kerno Mixers Limited. For those of you that don't know what Kerno is, that's the Cornish name for Cornwall. Whether it's Gaelic, I don't know, whether it might be Gaelic, I suppose. Kerno. They like to be a bit different, the Cornish. Well, they are a bit different. So 34 miles to Taunton. I don't know if I'm still recording or not. I'm surprised I haven't run out of memory card.
After 3/4 of a mile, keep left.
So I'm going to go up the A303. Not going to go to Coast Road. Oh, this will be a good time to do the Coast Road because I'm empty.
After half a mile, keep left, then take the motorway. Keep left, then take the motorway. Follow M5 towards Honiton for 4 miles.
Yeah, I'm going to confuse her, aren't I? Let's hope it stays sunny this weekend. I haven't checked the weather. I don't think we've got too much on. Well, lad's doing his A-level exams at the moment, and there seems to be so many, you know, it's like history, but it's split into about 4 different exams or something ridiculous. And psychology is like split into half a dozen, and he's only doing 3 subjects, but he's got like a dozen or so different exams. Some last for an hour, some last for 2 hours, some are an hour and a half. It's like, fucking hell, he's only doing 3 subjects, you just have 1 exam. I tell you, I wouldn't want to be a kid today. I'm glad I was a kid in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. A lot easier, no social media, no fucking telephones, mobile phones and internet and all that bollocks. Yeah, so much easier. So he's going to, I think I said in the last video, he's going to Magaloo for Vegas mates. All 18, just turned 18. Carnage. Because none of them can fucking drink. I just said to her, you got to be careful. You're going to be going out, hitting the pubs and clubs. And, you know, if you start heavy drinking, you boys are all going to be in fucking bed for 9:30. You know, you're not like fucking, you're not even semi-professional. You're like on a fucking Sunday league team. You're not even in the Sunday league team when it comes to having a pint. So yeah, that does concern me a little bit. Mind you, it could be a cheap holiday for him. Fuck me if I went there. When I was 18, when I was 18, I did go to Spain. I spent a fucking fortune.
A30 towards London.
So I hope he has a good time. Perhaps he'll get himself sorted out with some lovely young lady. He might meet the love of his life, you never know. Stranger things have happened.
After half a mile, take the exit 29, A30 towards London. Then, at the end of the road, turn left.
As long as when he goes 9 months later, we don't get a phone call saying he's a dad, we'll be alright.
Then, at the end of the road, turn left.
No, we're not going to Holland. Going out to
At the end of the road, turn left, A30 towards London.
No.
Keep right.
No. So I'm going to pull into Taunton Dean. Need to use the bathroom. Crack on a bit. .28 mile, half an hour. Oh, you may as well. You're staying with me. Staying with me, unless the memory card doesn't override. There is a continuous record. I hope it doesn't. I think there's a continuous record. about 12 mile to the gallon. This is getting better. I was about to flash that car in. Why would I do that? Nine miles to the services. That's Columpton. Another great name, but real shitty services. I got run out of time in Columpton by some. Well, it was my own fault. I'd left it too late. I should have stopped at Exeter, but I pushed on, and then I couldn't get parked in Exeter. It's full of fucking caravans. Ugh. Lovely day. It's a bit fresh, 13 degrees. That's alright. So I think when I stop at Taunton, it's half an hour in it, so that's going to be 7ish. Yeah, I'll make a phone call after. I'll make a phone call after I've had my break, and then we'll assess the situation from there. With Taunton services, there's no Greggs, it's just a McDonald's again. It's like, I really don't want a McDonald's breakfast. It'd do me good not to have it, I know, but I've got to think, I want a bacon and egg. So is there anyone watching that's still thinking about becoming a truck driver? Have I put you off? I hope not. You know, that's not my intention. I enjoy what I do. It doesn't always appear that way, but I do. It scratches my itch for travelling about. You get to see lots of things like, you know, dead deers and broken tyres and wheel arches and high-vis vests and the odd shoe and load restraints and stuff like that on the side of the road. But you also get to see the glorious sunrises and sunsets, all hours of the day and night. You know, you'll see many of 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the mornings. Working odd times. In general haulage, I think you're a bit slightly different. I don't think they do as many early starts as I tend to. But you can be parking up late, which is always a nightmare, and I hate that. Work for the right firm, the money's good. Work for the right firm, you get treated well. I wouldn't say treated well, but just, you know what I mean, no hassles. That's what you ultimately want. You want a company that isn't phoning you up every 5 minutes. You know, if I didn't phone in, I'd never hear from them. You know, I do a job and I phone in. You know, it's you're left alone. You're left alone to get on with it, and that's the bit I like. Get to see this green and pleasant land that we live in. There's a train going by. And we do have some wonderful scenery in the UK. Taunton Dean, that's where we're going, 16 mile. But you're going, fuck, he's only got 16 more miles to go, then I'm going to have a cup of tea. Don't forget, there is the pause button. You can get away with it. Yeah, so as I've already said, because I like to repeat myself, if there's anything you want to know or see or hear, or for me to talk about, let me know. If you're still watching at this point, I don't know whether you are or not. Most people will fall asleep, because that's what I do. I did it the other day. Couldn't get to sleep. I was, tossing and turning. I thought, oh no, what? I'll stick one of my videos on. Can't remember which one it was. 10 minutes, I was out. Yeah, that's bad, isn't it? Yeah. You know what? It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter whether you watch 5 minutes or 5 hours. It makes no odds. I'm just glad that you're along for the ride with me. You know. But if you've never commented before, leave a comment, say hello. I know there's an awful lot of you that do watch, that don't comment. So I can tell with the, I look at the analytics sometimes, and you slowing down for? Come on. I look at the analytics, and you know, there's an awful lot of people that can't, and there's an awful lot of people that watch on a regular basis that never subscribe. Not quite sure how that works. So don't forget that, you know, if you want to, subscribe. And then you'll always have me popping up whenever I put a video out, which I've been pretty consistent nearly every day for the last couple of weeks, because I've been talking a lot of shite. My talking shite levels have been high recently. They'll probably calm down a bit next week, because I'm only doing a 3-day week. But then again, I might put you on twice in the same day. I don't know. You never know. And people might, because when will this video go out? This video will go out next week. So I don't know. What was I going to say? Fucking hell. Can't remember. Oh, it was subscribing, yeah. So, yeah, please do, because it makes me feel good. I don't know, it's on 700 and something odd, I don't know, 700 odd subscribers, which is probably 700 more than I thought it would ever get. So, it's always a dead squirrel. So thank you, all you 700. And the good thing about it is that a lot of the people that subscribe, you know, you can often tell the spammy accounts that subscribe, hoping that you'll subscribe back to them so they can spam you. You know, I don't know how it works, but it's genuine subscribers, because I can see that by the returning subscribers. The analytics are quite clever on YouTube. They don't fascinate me, but I'm interested in them. I always pay attention to them, and it's noticeable when I don't put any videos out for a few days. The figures drop right off, because there's nothing to watch. And I know some of you watch. You know, as soon as a video comes out, you set about it. Sit down with a cup of tea and a pack of hobnobs, and away you go. And thank you. And you know, other people dip in and out and watch bits, and you know, you can see all of this. You can't see who's watching, but you can see that people, subscribers, people are actually watching, and you can tell whether it's somebody who's subscribed or somebody that hasn't subscribed but continually watches. So those of you that haven't subscribed, and I think it works better for the channel if you subscribe, I think. Yeah, I think that's roughly how it works. So it's, yeah, I don't know. I've never set a goal to go, oh yeah, I need to get 100 subscribers, or I need to get 500, or I need to get 1,000, or I'd like to get 10,000, or whatever the numbers are. It's just organically grown, you know. But it'd be quite an achievement to get to 1,000. Yeah, it would be. Yeah, it'd be quite cool. You know, tell the kids. How many subscribers have you got on YouTube? Oh, I haven't. Yeah, I've got 1,000. It's very rarely you can get one over on the kids these days. For a fat, airy 55-year-old, yeah, I've got 1,000. Thumbs up for me. Smiley face emoji. It just, I just like to rub it in a bit. Yeah. But when you've got 1,000 subscribers, you come back and talk to me, big boy. Yeah, that'd be quite funny. Yeah, would be funny actually. So yeah, go on, subscribe. Mind you, there's probably very few of you that have got to this far on in the video. For those of you that have, absolutely spot on, thank you very much. TC's haulage, top cap. Remember top cap? Officer Dibble? Used to like that. It's always my granddad was an American GI that ended up staying in the UK. He married a local girl. When he came over to the UK, he fraternised with the locals and my nan, and ended up marrying her and stayed over it. And he was one of the original GI Joes because his name was Joe, so he was GI Joe. And he never lost his accent, even though he lived. You know, he came over in his early 20s. He was about 21, 22, something like that. And he lived over here for they went back to America for a short spell, and then he came back. Then they came back, and he never lost his accent. Never lost his accent. He was proper. He come from New Jersey, just out in the state of New Jersey, just outside of the south of New York. And, so he had a proper good accent. He was actually born in Italy. He was born in Naples, and his mum and dad. So I mean, my great-grandfather emigrated over here, landed on Ellis Island, and then settled. Changed their names to a less sounding Italian name, although it's ridiculously Italian. And then settled over there, and then, like I say, Grandad came over during the war and stayed. But yeah, never lost his accent. He still sounded. He could not say aluminium. Always aluminum. Aluminum? What the fuck's aluminum? Aluminium. And he had a strong dislike for the Arabs. Everything used to get blamed on the Arabs. Damn Arabs! He's crap me up. Yeah. Bless him. He's a bit of a character, was my granddad. I do have a picture of him in uniform. He was one handsome bastard, I tell you. He had the move, slick back hair, Italian, good looking bloke, you know. He was like movie star looks. He was a handsome man. Clearly, it's where I get my looks from. Yeah, he was a good-looking lad. Sadly now departed. He was 82 when he went, so he had a good innings. He was a bit of a rascal, was my granddad. I can tell you. He still had it, even in his old age. He still had it. Oh dear. I'll tell you the story because it doesn't matter now, you know. But when my nan died, she had a best friend, and she always said that, you know, if anything ever happened to her, Joan would look after him. Joan would look after him. Well, she did. So, within a year, I think she'd moved it. You know, my granddad had sold up the house and moved in with Joan. They got married, and everyone was happy because Joan she was a really nice lady. I liked Joan a lot. Smoked like a trooper, you know. But she was full. She worked with my nan. She was my nan's best friend, and very similar to my nan, barking mad and full of fun. And you know, like a bottle of stout and a cigarette, you know. So anyway, when Joan became ill, and Grandad had to get a carer in, and then they obviously got friendly. You know, they were seeing her every day, and the carer was, you know, did a lot for me, did a lot for Joan, and in fact, yeah, I don't have a problem with that. But when Joan died, you know, she was a good age. She died. She was probably in her 70s, early 70s. The carer kept going around to see my granddad. Now, I think it was reciprocal, i.e., where's these services? So I'll come off in a minute. I don't know what this bloke's doing, but he's going ridiculously slow. There's the speeding up again now. Cock. He's down to about 45. I'm doing 56 now and I'm struggling to get by him. Yeah, don't flash me in either. So yeah, anyway, you know, and for the last couple of years, Joan was sort of bedridden, you know. She wanted, you know, she wanted the best of health, sort of thing. So anyway, we always had a little bit of a suspicion because, you know, after Joan died, he took the carer and her lad. She was single mum. Took him to America, see the family life. A bit odd, but you know, okay. You know, they'd obviously grown, you know, very friendly over the 3 or 4 years. And then when my granddad died, we always suspected, but we didn't have nothing confirmed. But when When my granddad died, obviously went to clear the house out, and in the bedside cabinet there was a load of Durex. Fucking fair play. He must have been in his late 70s. Excellent. She must have been only 40, 30 something. Oh dear. Yeah, he still had it in him. Good lad. That cracked me up. My mother was horrified, as you can imagine. I couldn't stop laughing. My dad was trying not to laugh, for fear of wrath of my mother. But oh dear. Half a mile, so I'm leaving you on that note. How did we get talking about that? Here we go, Taunton Services. Yeehaw. Two and a half hours of driving. £7 o'clock.
After 900 feet, keep right.
See what the parking situation is like down here. God, Bennett. Making mad money these service stations make, and they fucking can't be asked to provide a half decent road surface through their own services. It's shocking. Fucking hell.
Keep right.
Oh look, there's the old. Oh, can you see what I mean? Fucking whoa! Oh, I want to sneak. I'll sneak on the edge. I think. Yeah, why not? This way. I'm not going to get blocked in. Love it, love it, love it. Straight into a bay, no fucking about. How's about that then, boys and girls? Yeah, that sounded wrong, didn't it? That sounded like Jimmy fucking Savile. Now and then. Oh fuck. Fucking took the window out of me. Fucking doofer. Yeah. Handbrake's on. I'm out of gear. Lights off. Engine off. On brake. Camera off. Right. Oh, speak to you all later. I've been sat down for too long. Speak to you later.